Chapter 7: Diaspora. Cameroonians in the diaspora are generally well-intentioned. Some of its members may be more outspoken on certain issues than some people within the country would prefer, but that diversity of viewpoints, too, is not a bad thing. Generally, Africans in the diaspora are not given the opportunity to put their expertise to use back in the continent. Many African countries like Benin, Cape Verde, Mali, Niger, and Senegal now allow their citizens overseas to participate in national elections, and they organize polling stations at various embassies. Though belated, Cameroon's decision to give voting rights to its diaspora is a step in the right direction. This allows the citizens in the diaspora to stay connected and attached to developments back home. If the Cameroon government were to organize a one-week voluntary service in Cameroon for its citizens in the diaspora, the impact will be great. Cameroonians of the diaspora have the unique position of knowing the hardships of an undemocratic regime even as they enjoy the fruits of a democratic society. The growing intensity of commitment to democratization from the diaspora reassures me that the potential exists for that broad coalition to come together. My greatest hope is that their voices and actions be enhanced to bring their insights to bear on the reformulation of a new, grand strategy for meaningful democratic change in Cameroon. In the last few years, the number of Cameroonians living abroad has increased exponentially, and I am extremely moved by how much they have stayed attached to the fatherland. From what I have witnessed so far, the mood within the Cameroonian community in the diaspora seems to be changing for the better. Cameroonians are seeing a glimmer of hope, and many of them are beginning to ask not just why our country is in the present state of affairs, but rather what they can do to get it on track. How can they work with compatriots back home to bring about the reforms and societal transformation that our country needs to improve significantly the well-being of its citizens? The general feeling is that unless we take collective steps to lift our country to what we want as the ideal state, no one else will do it for us. That positive understanding and the collective reawakening that comes with it are powerful accomplishments for which all Cameroonians at home and abroad should be proud of. Cameroonians in the diaspora have a very important role to play in the democratization of our country. First, there is a technical know-how, the expertise that the diaspora has developed in various fields, including the area of democratic governance. Each Cameroonian in the diaspora can use that expertise to facilitate and enhance the work of civil society organizations, political parties, even Elections Cameroon Elecam, the country's electoral watchdog, and other institutions whose vitality can help expand democratic space in Cameroon. Moreover, every Cameroonian in the diaspora has a constituency in the country, schoolmates, contacts at the highest levels of state, the regions, divisions, subdivisions, or even villages and families with whom they communicate all the time. It is important that these constituencies hear from their relatives, friends, and schoolmates abroad about what is needed for genuine democracy to be exercised in our country. The diaspora can also extend the relationships that we have all created around the world to sensitize international opinion and policymakers on what future Cameroonians expect for themselves. In countries like Mali, Senegal, Benin, and Ghana, in Africa, or Israel, Mexico, and the Philippines, the diaspora plays a prominent role. There is no reason why the same should not apply to Cameroon. In summary, the diaspora, which brings much-needed technical expertise, international networks and resources, and ultimately meaningful change in our country, will require powerful synergies from a collective and combined effort with the diaspora and democratic elements back home, working together for the common good. The good thing, though, is that Cameroonians in the diaspora are generally well-intentioned. They mean well. They care about their country and the millions of people they have left behind. They see how their other countries with less human capital and fewer material resources than Cameroon are prospering, both economically and politically, and they wish their own country could do better. They also have family members back home, and they worry about them all the time. Many Cameroonians in the diaspora also participate actively in development projects in their villages and regions of origin. Check the statistics on Western Union or MoneyGram remittances and you can see what I mean.